As many of you are aware, the words sapienza, the Latin words, sapienza et doctrina, engraved on the Fordham shield, mean wisdom and learning. These two words are deeply connected, for there is no wisdom without knowledge. Knowledge is about facts and ideas, and you have acquired through study, research, observation, or experience. Wisdom is the ability to discern which aspects of that knowledge are true, right, lasting, and applicable to your life. It is the ability to apply that knowledge to the broader canvas of life. It is also deeper, revealing meaning and cause. It is about knowing why something is and what it means to your life. The acquisition of wisdom, to me, is the ultimate goal. Now it's up to each of you to take all the learning you have acquired here and decide how to apply it to the canvas of your lives. The meaning of life that Donna mentioned. You might already have some idea of what you want to do, or you may still be thinking about what your next step should be. Either way, you should into the trap of believing your entire career must be planned out and decided today. At this exciting stage in your life, it is okay not to plan every detail. You will soon find that no plan you make now will hold true for the rest of your lives. Life, believe me, is a way of changing your plans, our plans. That relates directly to why I am today so delighted to be with you here at Fordham. This is not only because Fordham is one of the oldest and finest institutions in the United States. I am delighted because it brings me back to the period of my life when I was on an Erasmus exchange in Europe, in England. It was almost 25 years ago. And I can still feel, even more now, today, in this very moment, the energy and at the same time that feeling of uncertainty and curiosity about what my future would bring. At that time, I started to imagine and plan my future, as most of you are probably doing today. Well, life will probably shake you up, disrupt your plans, and lead you somewhere other than the place you thought you were headed. At that point, what counts, what really counts is your passion, your stamina, your enthusiasm, and your ability to adapt. I graduated, personally, my experience, I graduated with a degree in economics, as kindly Michael introduced. And initially, I intended to be a CPA and a finance professor. I got my PhD. After a while, I took an entry job in banking, it was by chance, and I knew nothing about it, honestly. A few years later, it was January 2000, I started a new company. It was right, at the time of the new economy, in the middle of that strong energy, that new feeling that the new economy, especially in the States, but also in Europe. So I started this new company. It was funded by a venture capital firm in the financial service industry, offering online fundraising, IPOs online, and private placements. It was an interesting project, very well thought, but it was a bad timing. We went through the bursting of the dot-com bubble right a few months later. It was March 2001, and the financial crisis following March 2000, and the financial crisis following September 11. So I went back to banking after it, restarting my career at the age of 32 in a new field, which was leveraged finance. Eventually, I had the chance to return to my passion and started teaching finance at Bocconi University in Italy as an adjunct professor, and now very proud to co-teach at Fordham as well. So whatever your plan is, and no matter how well thought out it is probably going to change many times before you are 30 or 35. So despite what some may say, you don't need a grand plan to succeed. That's my lesson learned. At some point, you will connect the dots, most likely finding yourself in a place different from where you initially planned to be. But I can tell you that even this relatively short experience you had at Fordham will make a great difference in your personal and professional development. So today, instead of emphasizing what your careers should look like or how you should set about pursuing specific goals, I want to talk to you about love and commitment. When I was first invited to give this keynote speech, a few famous graduation addresses came to mind. The invitation also reminded me of the many conversations I had with people in my life about what I ought to study in college or about what jobs I should pursue. The most frequent comment I heard was, "Do what you love." So I started thinking about it, and I'm still thinking about it. And I think that that comment actually also makes sense, or is it even better to me, when you say it backward. If you want to achieve the kind of motivation that will sustain you for a lifetime of work, never forget, love what you do. Our culture tells us that love is a feeling over which none of us can exercise control. But love is also a decision, a deliberate choice. So choose to love what you do. And if you can bring yourself to make that choice, find a job that you can love. The most important thing about the jobs we do, I believe, is not the nature of those jobs. And it isn't even the economic benefit we derive from those jobs, as the quote from the CEO of the Cirque du Soleil. The important thing about the jobs we do is the reason we do them. So find the purpose, the final object, the meaning of your job. Find it and then share it with your teammates, with your colleagues. You are all bright men and women with uncommonly well-trained minds, thanks to the excellent professors, instructors who have taught you over the past few years. That's all to the good. But here comes the bad news. I'm convinced that, it could be good news as well. I'm convinced that talent is overrated. And the path to great performance is a concept called deliberate practice. The essence of this is the willingness to continually push yourself just beyond your capacity, out of your comfort zone, practicing repeatedly what you have not mastered in response to the feedback given to you by a coach, a teacher, or a boss. And then we come to commitment. In Aristotle's words, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Michelangelo, as an artist, has often been taken to exemplify the lightning-bolt theory of creativity. Yet, as himself put it, if people knew how hard I had to work to gain my mastery, it would not seem so wonderful at all. So, when you work, use your hands, your head, and your heart. Use your hands, work hard, and be eager to learn. Be curious and keep learning. Assemble a solid toolbox of skills and lead by example. Use your head. That means you should use your, of course, but also your ears. Listening is key. Use your heart. Show it. Don't be shy. And stop from time to time to ask, how are you? While being ready to listen and talk. You know, here in the United States, I've learned everybody say, how are you doing? And you keep asking and being asked pretty often. But nobody takes it as a serious question. It's more of a habit. So nobody or few people care about the answer. Well, I think you don't need to ask the question so often, honestly. But when you do it, you should mean it and be ready to stop and talk. Michael Bloomberg, the former mayor of this great city, once said, when the final buzzer sounds, the only stat you carry with you is the number of assists you made. So help other people put some points on the board. And I would add, give what you can, your money, your time, your knowledge. You will never regret it. The less you give, the less you take. You will find that curiosity, selflessness, enthusiasm, and passion are contagious. And you should have acquired all of them, I guess, by virtue of being here. Speaking on a personal level, I myself rely constantly on my education and experience. They shape my approach to business, while at the same time my actions are also guided by my deep values, by my faith. These deep values continue to inform my personal and professional life. This is why I believe that today, as the culmination of your time at Fordham, represents a milestone for your personal growth, and you will add to demand excellence to drive change or to make the world a better place. But there's one more, and I promise it's the last, piece of advice I feel compelled to offer you today. And it is, don't be afraid to fail. Embrace failure. It might sound strange, but it will be key to your success. Another quote, which I like, Michael Jordan, the great basketball player, I'm sure all you know, once said, I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I've been entrusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. And I have failed over and over again in my life. And this is why I succeeded. So, if you change your mind, you will never lose. You will either win or you will learn. So let me close with the last quote from Star Wars. Now they're going to play the 8th saga, the last one. Well, I don't know if it's going to be the last, but the new one. And today I feel like, you know, the old Yoda talking to the young Anakin Skywalker, saying, fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. So don't be afraid. Travel hopefully and joyfully, whatever is your destination. Thank you very much and enjoy your journey.
Alfredo, thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael.
For this wonderful speech.